Good morning, everyone. Leah Dixon here from Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. I am popping on for my regular Wednesday morning Facebook Live. So basically, every Wednesday morning at 9-ish, it's a little bit challenging sometimes to get on right at 9, depending on how promptly the kids get out to the door for school. But 9-ish, I pop on, and I always have some kind of new, usually a card, but sometimes a 3D project to share with you, featuring whatever stamp set I have chosen or whatever product I have chosen to feature on my website for the week. So this week it is the Art Gallery Bundle. I wanted to share the Art Gallery Bundle with you guys because it's on sale for another few days. 2 days. The sale ends tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Pacific time, and that is our sale Savings in Bloom promotion. Oh, good morning, Lynn. So I just wanted to have one last shot to share with you the art gallery before it's no longer on sale. And it also works really, really well with the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which is also on sale until tomorrow evening. Now, I've also paired it up with a ton of retiring items today because we also have our last chance sale happening now until our new catalog goes into effect on May 3rd. So I wanted to share some of those goodies with you before they sell out, because the sale products are while supplies last. So let's get started. I'm going to switch you guys over to my desktop. There we go. And so this is the Art Gallery Bundle. Now I'm happy to say that this bundle will be moving over into our new catalog. It won't have bundle pricing anymore, and it won't be on 20% off after today. So definitely, if this is a stamp set that interests you, you're going to want to grab it now to get it at the best deal possible. So the card we're going to create today, I'm just going to set this off to the side, but it's got these gorgeous blooms. It's two-step stamping for the blooms. And then a whole bunch of very cool sentiments, as well as this really fun die cut, just want to say sentiment. So I'm going to put this off to the side and get started creating. I am going a little bit of a different color scheme than I would normally do. I'm going to be using Very Vanilla. Oh, there's a sequins on my desk. I'm going to be using a Very Vanilla card base today. So this is 11 by 4 1/4, so it's just half a sheet of paper, but it's cut the long way, scored at 5 1/2, and this is our thick Very Vanilla cardstock. So I've got that. The reason I chose Very Vanilla is because I'm featuring the Simply Elegant DSP today. This is a retiring designer series paper. In the whole packet, one side is all these gorgeous metallics, and then the other side is matte finish designs. Very, very nice. Great designs in here for masculine cards, but I happen to have some of the more feminine looking pieces left over from a card class that I did. So we're going to use this Simply Elegant Designer Series paper, and it's $20 for the big 12 by 12 pack. So we've got that piece, and then I have another piece of Very Vanilla. This is cut at 2 1/2 by 4, and I am going to emboss this with one of our retiring embossing folders. Let's see here. I've got to bring over the big machine because unfortunately this retiring embossing folder does not fit inside our mini machine. So this is the Parisian Flourish, and at my tag there says $13.50. That's actually the old price. It's currently on sale for $8.10. So that's a significant savings right now, and this is a last chance item as well. So once it's sold out, it's sold out. So I'm going to grab this, pop my paper inside my folder, cover it. Oh, I forgot my bottom plate. Sorry. I thought this sandwich looked a little light. There we go. So I need my plate 1, my folder, and then my specialty plate. Ooh, I think I'm on top of something. It's making it all squeaky on my desk. All right, so move that out of the way. that's what we get with our Parisian folder. So this really beautiful, swirly, flowery design. It's just gorgeous. I am going to miss this folder. I don't create a lot of like super fancy cards, but I found this one great for like creating wedding cards and fancy birthday cards and stuff. So grab that piece, and I am going to actually glue it straight down onto our designer series paper. And I am going to use liquid glue for this, partially because I want to be able to position it nicely, and partially because I find when you emboss things using some of the dry glues, they just don't get the good hold. They don't cover the area well enough. All right, so there we go. Just going to try and make sure that that's lined up. Awesome. So that is our first step. So 2 beautiful retiring products there. Now I'm also going to be using some of my favorite ribbon. Oh, I'm almost out on my Flirty Flamingo metallic ribbon. I just love the sparkle and the softness of this ribbon. So I'm just measuring it out so that it's a little bit longer than 4 inches, so that I can actually wrap this right around. Kind of kills me to put adhesive on this gorgeous shiny side, but it's okay. So I'm putting some dry adhesive, some Seal Plus on the back of this, so that I can then take that ribbon of mine, put it across, and tuck the ends around, and they're getting stuck in that adhesive on the back of this piece. Okay, it's kind of a cheater way to get a ribbon on without tying a whole piece of ribbon around and making a knot. Oh, good morning, Val. Now that I have that ribbon attached, I'm actually going to put glue all over the back of this and attach it to our card base, so that we can keep on creating. And we're going to get to some stamping pretty quickly here. But I wanted to get our base put together first. So put this on, and it borders just nicely on that card base. Again, I love the liquid glue because I can kind of wiggle it around and get it lined up so it's straight-ish, as straight as I can get it. And there we go. All right, so that is our card base all created. And it is a ton of retiring stuff, you guys. I'm so sad to see these things go. So put that off to the side. There we go. Now we have to do our stamping and get creating some stuff to go on here. Actually, sorry, I am going to do one more thing. I think I'm actually going to tie my bow right now. So the reason I put adhesive on the back side and not the front is so now I can slip this underneath, and I can come in here and easily tie a bow on here. Oops, maybe not easily. There we go. And so I didn't even tie a knot to start with. I just looped it underneath, made 2 bunny ears, and wrapped them together. And that's what's allowing this bow to sit kind of like the right way instead of sideways. All right, once you get that, the size that you'd like it, the position you'd like it, don't worry about where it is on this ribbon because you can slide it up and down. Just getting the size that I want. There we go. Trimming up my ends. I'm going to trim this end a little bit more. There we go. So now we can worry about where that bow is going to go later. I do think I'm going to actually keep it down at the bottom like that, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, so I'm going to put this card base up off to the side, and we're going to bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat so that we can do some stamping. So I'm going to grab just a piece of very vanilla cardstock. This is just a scrap I had around. And I'm going to stamp my flower. And I'm also going to need a scrap paper here because I am going to be doing some stamping off. Oh, the ribbon trick, isn't that great, Lynn? It saves so much ribbon and so much hassle trying to tie a ribbon around and make it like tight, especially thicker ribbons. This one's actually not bad because it's a fairly thin ribbon, but thicker ribbons I have a horrible time with. All right, so I just stamped this image off onto a scrap paper and then did the light image in Flirty Flamingo. And then I said earlier this was two-step stamping, and that's because we've now got this second image. It is the same size, and it's just going to do all the highlights, and we're going to do this one full strength. So there we have this beautiful flower. So now on the other flowers that I used earlier this week, I didn't do this stamping off technique. I actually used two different colors, so I'd get full strength flowers. But for this card, I really want a softness to my flowers, so that's why I did the stamping off and then the highlights in the solid color. All right, now I am going to do my leaves full strength. I think I'm going to actually need a second piece of Very Vanilla here to get all my leaves in. And, oh, maybe not, actually. I might be able to sneak them on here. No, I'm not. Okay, I'll just grab a second piece of Very Vanilla. There we go. And stamp another one. All right. The thing is I want 3 leaves on this card, so we've got to stamp this twice. All right, and that was Pear Pizzazz, and because Pear Pizzazz is such a light color, I did it full strength. All right, so now that we've got these images cut, I am going to bring in my mini, because my mini actually can accommodate these dies. It works beautifully with the art gallery set. So to cut these out, I'm going to grab plate 3 and my 2 plate 2s that have seen better days. Oh my. Okay, pop down my images, and then I had those dies. Oh, they're there. Put them under the stamp set. I'm going to grab the dies and just line them up right over top of the flower. And there is one for that little leaf set as well. It's one thing I really love about this set is all the images have die cuts, and even the words have labels. So very nice. I like it when a set has everything you need and no fussy cutting needed. Okay, roll that through. And we're going to have to roll this through one more time because I have to cut out my second set of leaves. So my second set of leaves, bring the machine back in. Took it away a little too soon. All right, pop those on again. And so these are also very easy to line up dies. Just the way they're created, I don't know, I have no problems getting them to line up. There we go. All right, so now that we have all of our bits cut out, we have to do one more bit of stamping. We need a sentiment for this card. So I'm going to clear this out of the way. Put those dies back on so I don't lose them. There we go. And I'm going to bring this in and, oh, I thought I had a piece of black paper. I'm going to just grab a black strip of paper. I keep all those little 1/2-inch strips. I don't know about you guys, but like if you're cutting bases and stuff, you end up with these little 1/2-inch pieces. I actually have a bin that I just keep them all in. And then when I need a quick strip for a sentiment, I can just dig through the bin and find what I need. All right, that looks like, yeah, that's black. There we go. So it's a handy way to have quick sentiment strips. And then you can also make some fun, paper strip cards, and I've actually been meaning to get around to doing that again because it's been a while since I've done them, and as you can see, my stash of paper strips is getting a little excessive. All right, so I'm grabbing the happy birthday sentiment from this set, but you'll see, I showed you before, there are so many sentiments that you could choose for this card. You know, thank you, sorries, best wishes, congrats. like the works. Actually, I wonder if I should make this a congrats card just because graduation's coming up and that might be something that people are looking for. So actually, I'm going to grab that and I'll show you guys how I actually put these onto blocks. So I actually put it down like the way you would read it. And then I take my little block and I put it down over top. That way the sentiment itself stays straight and doesn't get kind of twisted. You can actually purposefully even create little curves to these sentiments just by how you place them onto a block. So I don't want a curve, so that's why I put that one down straight so it could have its natural shape. Now I'm going to run this through some embossing powder. A gold would even look beautiful on this, but I have my white right here, so that's what we're going to go with because I feel like the white will stand out a little bit more than, say, a gold sentiment would. All right. So with that done, I'm just going to heat this up. Oh, actually, I'm just going to take that little spot of white off first. So you want to make sure that your powder is only on your words before you start embossing. Otherwise, you're going to heat those extra bits onto your paper as well. Good morning, Jacqueline. All right, so with that embossed and heat embossed, I'm going to grab my snips. And I could use the dies in this, but I'm actually going to keep it super simple. And I'm just going to snip that on an angle and then come over here and snip the other side on the same angle. And so we're just going to have that cute little piece like that. It's kind of a no fuss, fast way to get a little sentiment. Okay, so now we can move this out of the way. We're done our stamping. We'll bring all of our bits back in and we're going to start to lay out this card. So I'm actually contemplating, do I want that there or do I want my bow up higher? So we're going to take these leaves and we're actually going to cut them off of the stem. So there's one. There we go. Doesn't matter if your lines aren't perfect where you've done your cutting because that part's actually going to get buried underneath our flower, so we're not going to see your cutting anyways. So with that done, oh, come on, can't even pick them up now. I'm going to kind of just play with my layout and see, I wanted 3 leaves here. It's kind of like that, and like that, and that one over top. Okay, so I think like that, and then my congratulations. Oh, I might actually want 4 leaves because I think I want something coming down like that, and then my bow there. Okay, so we're going to put our flower together, something like that. So now that I kind of have the general idea, and I am going to use 4, I don't know, 4's not sitting right with me. I want it to be an odd number. Maybe I'll just do the 1 up. Yeah, like that. Okay, so now that I've decided how I want this to look, I am actually going to pull this all off. And I'm going to get some glue dots and my Take Your Pick tool, oh, there it is. I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool and I'm going to put glue dots onto each of these leaves and stick them down behind my flower. So I'm sticking them right to my flower. So the glue dot goes on the front, like the stamped side of my leaf, and then I pop it under in the position that I'd like it in. And one more, so right down there. And then this guy is going to go up a bit like that. All right. Now, do I want the bow down there or do I want the bow up top? So I can slide the bow up and then go like that and like that. And actually, I think, oh no, actually I think I like the bow down at the bottom. Okay, so we're gonna leave the bow down at the bottom and then we'll just stick our flower up a little bit higher. I kind of like how the bow and the leaves kind of mix in together, and then we'll just fill this spot up with some rhinestones or something. Okay, so with that done, I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back, and I am going to use those dimensionals to double secure my leaves. So I've just kind of put them where I secured the leaves, and then I'll do one more out on the end. So it's a bit excessive in terms of dimensionals behind these leaves, but oops, and that one's not even behind the leaf. Come on. You could use minis and do the same idea and use less dimensional. I just really don't like things to fall off my cards or to sag when they're on my cards. And I'm aware that the post can also be a little bit damaging to cards as they go through. So give them a little bit of chance at surviving. All right, so, and I'm doing that so it is kind of overlapping that ribbon as well. I really want the ribbon and the flower to kind of come together. And then our congratulations, I'm going to put this here. So I'm going to put a dimensional right at the very end of my word. And this is where, if you have black dimensionals, you could use those as well. I probably should have. And then a mini glue dot on the other end because that's going to be over top of my flower. Okay, and then I just want to cover up that white spot in the center of our flower. I really don't like that. Okay, so there we go, our congratulations. And now I am going to add some embellishments on here. So I'm actually not loving that bow on here now. I actually might just remove it entirely and do the bow beside. So this is the other advantage of not having tied a knot there, is I didn't get a pinch in my ribbon and I didn't have a hard knot to untie to take that bow off. So I'm just going to give this little piece that I have here a little tie and see if I can make a nice bow. Maybe not. Okay, so 2 little bunny ears. Come on, wrap them around. And almost have it. There we go. Sometimes bow making requires a lot of patience. Okay, excellent. Actually, I wonder about popping that on there. No, I actually don't even like that. We're going to go with no bow. So we're just doing a straight strip, and then we're going to put some embellishments on here. Now, I am going to actually grab, the fonts are great. Oh, I know. Tell me about it, Christina. I love how they're just so crisp and everything. So I'm actually going to grab our, oh no, I forgot what these, Gilded Gems. Oh, thank you, Marie. Thank you, Jacqueline. So I'm going to grab some of these Gilded Gems. So we do have more sizes. They actually come in 3 sizes. These are all little bits that are left over from projects and everything. And I'm going to grab, I think, the medium. And oh, it fits so nicely on that embossed flower. Perfect. I'm going to put a medium on that embossed flower. I'm going to come in here and grab another little small one and put it right there. And another little small one. And do it there or up there? I actually think I'm going to keep it down here and pop it on like that. Okay, so there we have, actually no, I don't like that there. Sorry. I find I have trouble placing these sometimes. All right, maybe right up there in that little spot. All right, There we go. I like that better. All right, so we've just added a little bit of bling to this card, and that is our finished card using the art gallery bundle. So it's a really easy stamp set to use. It stamps nicely. You can do so many color combinations, and it just creates a really beautiful, soft look. Oh, hi, Lila. So that is kind of a fancier card. Now, I did want to show you as well, just quickly, another very, very simple card that I saw created. And when I say simple, I mean like so simple. So this is not, the colors will be my own, but this is not my own kind of idea or design. So I'm just grabbing a basic white card base here. And then I'm also grabbing a basic white layer to go on top. Okay. Mostly the reason for that is because if I mess up, oh, the DSP, Jacqueline, it's the Simply Elegant DSP. It's retiring. So sad. So the reason for this extra layer is, well, partially because if I want to add a ribbon, which I think I do, but so that if I mess up my stamping, I haven't wrecked my whole card base. I'm a little bit of a chicken that way. Sometimes I'll be brave and stamp right onto the card base, but most of the time, no way. Now, I've got my mat here to do my stamping on, but I'm also going to grab a piece of scrap paper because I am going to be stamping off the edges. Okay, now I don't normally go crazy for these pink flowers, but I've got them here, so might as well. And I am going to take my Floaty Flamingo again, and I'm going to do that same stamping off technique that I did before. And I'm going to stamp a whole bunch of flowers on here in this stamped off technique, just kind of all over the place. And twist them and turn them and just keep doing this stamped off thing. More right there. And we need one more up here. All right. So, and actually I'm going to do one more up in this corner just for some color. And one more down at the bottom just for some color. Okay, there we go. So we've got that stamped off flower all over our background. And then I'm going to take that second piece, that two-step stamping piece, and stamp, do my two-step stamping. And so for this one, I'm not stamping off. So I'm starting with my ones that are easy to line up. There we go. And then I'm going to come on in here. This one's going to be a lot harder to line up. There we go. And this one's going to be almost impossible there. And this one, I think I came in at this angle. Yep. So if you don't want to have such a hard time lining them up like I'm having, you could do this second piece of stamping right away when you can still see the full image. But, you know, I like to add a challenge. All right, and one more over here. There we go. So we've got our flowers kind of stamped everywhere on here. Now I'm going to close this up, and I am going to tie a ribbon around this, and I think this is where I'll actually use my bow. I'm going to tie a ribbon down low, I think. And so I'm going to do that same technique that I used before, where I just snip it off and paste it to the back. And so down low, just kind of, just as a general guideline of where to put this adhesive. And so I'm just doing a little strip of Seal Plus on there so that I have somewhere to stick my adhesive, or stick my ribbon. Stick my adhesive. Oh, okay. So pop that in, stretch that across, get it as straight as I can. There we go. And now this piece I'm going to attach straight onto my card base. Now, actually, that's looking a little bit plain. So I might actually just grab a small border. Now for this one, I think I want something lighter. So I'm actually going to grab some crumb cake as a light border on this. So sorry guys, I just gotta grab that out of my filing cabinet. And I'm going to cut that at just over 4 by just over 5 1/4. Okay. And that's going to create for me just a very, very tiny border, because remember, my paper was 4 by 5 1/4, but it's just adding like the slightest little thing. I could even do that in like a gold or something. But I'm going to stick with the crumb cake because it's way less expensive paper than the gold foil. To do such a tiny border of gold foil seems a shame to me. So we're going to glue this down onto our crumb cake base. So sometimes I like that white on white look. This time it just needed a little something extra. Okay. And I'm even going to go back in and just trim that one more time with my cutter. So it is the very, very slightest border, but it just makes quite a difference on the card. All right, now this piece we're going to glue straight down onto our card base. And there we go. Okay. So that's done, and now we just need to add our bow and a sentiment. And so these are going to be like, this is just a really, really fast card. You could do this in any color. The one that I originally saw was actually done no ribbon, but it was done just this random stamping of the other flowers in this set using Misty Moonlight. And so just really, really beautiful. Now, you guys, I think the tag I'm going to add onto here is one that just makes me cry that I am even telling you this, is my tailored tag punch. Oh, that's true, Jacqueline. I could have cut a rectangle out and made a frame, and then it's not as wasteful. That is true. So this tailored tag punch, you guys, my favorite, my one that I use to flag all the ends of all my everythings, it's retiring. I can't even believe it. So sad. I'm going to grab a piece. Oh, that has something stamped on it. I was going to grab a piece of scrap white paper, but I already stamped on that. So I'm going to grab an actual scrap out of my scrap bin. Here we go. So I have an actual scrap of white paper, and I'm going to grab a sentiment out of our little set here. And I think I'm actually going to do thank you on this one. Oops. So grab my little thank you, put it down, pop it onto a block. Now I know it kind of seems like it's a very, very tiny sentiment, but what I'm actually going to do is add a little bit of flower around it. So we've got this cute little guy here, I think, that we're going to put on. No, he's too big. Sorry, there we go. I'm going to use this guy. So this is the other flower, the larger like bundle of flowers in our little set, and I'm just going to stamp these down down at the bottom in our floaty flamingo, and I am going to do that 2-step stamping again that I had done previously. So stamp that off, stamp that in. I am being a little careful about where I stamp. There we go. And then I'm going to grab the 2-step stamping part to that. So there's this little guy in here, and he's the one that I'm going to come in and do full kind of highlights with. Okay. And he's kind of cool because he actually fits into all three flowers and slightly differently, so it doesn't look like you've used the same stamp to do it. All right, and then for my words, I think I'm going to use, actually, I think I'm going to punch this out first. So now that I've got those flowers in there, I'm going to kind of see where they land. Oh, that's not going to land as nicely as I thought it was. We may end up scrapping this whole flower idea. Let's cut our tag first and then stamp onto the tag. Sometimes I can get that lined up nicely, but not today. All right, so on that tag, I'm going to come in with the thank you, and I think I'm actually going to use black ink for this. I really do want it to stand out. And stamp that as centered as I can. There we go. Oh, something was on my T. That was no good. Try that one again. Yeah, there's still something on there, but it's a little less visible this time, so we'll go with it. All right, so now with that done, let's take a look at these flowers and see what I can do for putting the flowers on. It might not actually work. This might not be the right stamp set to add a little bit of detail. All right, so you know what? We'll do some gems underneath. So where'd my card base go? There it is. So I'm going to grab this in, pop this on here, and then I'm actually going to use some gems at the bottom, and that's what we'll do. We'll just keep it really, really simple. And actually, I'm going to grab that punch again. I'm going to show you a really cool trick with this punch. Is I'm going to take a piece of crumb cake and punch that. And then I'm going to take my paper snips and I'm going to cut this in half. And now I'm going to be able to put this behind and create that same little border that I had there behind here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put adhesive on the back of my thank you, and I'm going to use dry adhesive just because it has a firmer hold. And then I'm going to line that up. And so it's kind of nice because the ends line up so that it's easy to position. And then I'll firmly push that together, and then I'm going to do the other side. Oops. There we go. Oh, come on. Didn't push down where the adhesive was. There we go. So you'll see on the back, it's just that same shape, but with a little space in the middle. Good morning, Eva. All right, so now that I've got that, that can go on there, and we'll add some embellishments, and we'll add our bow. So I'm going to use dimensionals to put this on. I'm going to put one at top and one at the bottom of my shape. That way the ribbon will pass between. And I gotta stop doing this. My coffee mug's sitting up there right beside my scrap bin. And I just about put scraps into my coffee. Okay, just like that. Now that little piece that we had before when I decided not to do the bow, we're gonna pull that in now. Now this time I want my bow to sit sideways, so I am going to tie a knot before I tie my bow, because I want my bow on a little bit of an angle. Okay. There we go. So I'm so glad I was able to use this little bit because it was bothering me that I was going to have a little scrap of this on my desk. I hate wasting ribbon, and I know it would just get lost and forgotten if I didn't use it right away. So very happy that we got that on this card. So now I have to trim up those ends again. Just ever so slightly, just get rid of that frame from me playing with it too much. Okay, on this side. Oh, come on. go. This ribbon, when it cuts and frays, it gets little gold bits everywhere. They're kind of pretty, but all right. So that's that. And now we're going to add some gems to this. And I think, do I have any over here? I'm looking to see if I have any retiring gems that are going to work well on this card, but I don't think any of our retiring bits quite go with this aside from our Gilded Gems. So I might just go ahead and use those Gilded Gems again. And just because this label feels a little bit big, I'm going to come here, center one, and then do two more, one on each side. But if you do the center one first, it's much easier to line these guys up and make them be in a straight line. There we go. So, quick and easy card. I'll take away the messy, busy background from all of our extra stamping. So, super quick and easy card. Great way to use up some of your little scraps and some of your random embellishments. And yeah, just this set is such a lovely one to work with. I'm so glad it's carrying over. But as I said, a lot of the product that I've used with it, the Parisian Flourish embossing folder, the Simply Elegant Designer Series paper, the Gilded Gems, and the Flirty Flamingo metallic ribbon, they are all retiring. Oh, and the tailored tag punch. Those are all retiring items. So you have while they last or until May 2nd to grab those items. And the art gallery bundle that I used is carrying over into our new catalog. However, it's on sale until tomorrow night as part of our Savings in Bloom promotion. So it's 20% off. So it's a really great deal. So thank you so much for joining me. I had a lot of fun stamping today. I'm just back from spring break and really needed today off. The first 2 days back were fun, but so tiring. And it's nice to just be able to relax and stamp and create. So thank you everyone for watching. I'm so glad you guys liked those. I will have them posted and like dimensions and stuff on my blog. So you guys can check that out at stampinwithleah.ca a little bit later. I think I'm going to try and head out for a walk right now, but this afternoon I'll get those all posted. And I hope you guys can join me next Wednesday. This weekend I am busy stamping, but it's all events that you needed to pre-register for. I have my birthday card club this Friday night, so I'm looking forward to seeing all you ladies. And then Saturday is our Waves of the Ocean stamp camp, which, oh my gosh, you guys, the paper and the rhinestones have sold out. So the waves will be carrying over into the new catalog, and we'll be able to do lots of creating with those. However, that's very beautiful designer series paper, and the rhinestones have sold out now. So hopefully you were able to get in on my class and get those products, and I look forward to stamping with you all. You can check out all of my upcoming events, although I don't have a lot posted right now. That's my other afternoon job, is to get everything posted for April and May. And if you are interested in joining my birthday card club, we have only 1 month left, so you wouldn't be eligible for my thank you prize, but you can definitely join us in on our card class. And I'll give you a little sneak peek. Oh, here they are. Just of one of the cards. We're using the Whiskey Business. Oh, the lighting's so bad on that. We're using the Whiskey Business stamp set. And so for $45, you get a little bundle of product, all of your make and take stuff, the PDF, and a class. And so that's the first Friday of May. We'll be meeting for that one if you want to contact me and sign up for that. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.